Alright, I know I've been talking about stories for the past few videos, but I'm going to be talking about one last story and then I'm done with story videos. Well, not done with story videos, just done for the night with story videos. But a couple of weeks ago, probably actually a month ago at this point, Wichita had a little bit of a flood happening. Now, floods aren't unusual for this type of year, but I was actually in this flood, and I was in it for the most stupidest reason. So let me tell you guys the story. So, during the time when I was at summer school and, with my grandma and everything, my brother would kind of show up here and there, and he would have to go to work, obviously. My brother works the same company that I do. And one time, he asked me to do me a favor and go get him Dutch Bros. Now, if you guys don't know what Dutch Bros is, Dutch Bros is like this coffee place. So he asked me to go get Dutch Bros, and there was already like a storm that was already brewing outside. Now, let me tell you something. The night before, we were having 100-mile-per-hour winds. So it was already bad enough, but there was another storm that was brewing that was coming right over us. So he's at work and he asked me to go get Dutch Bros, knowing damn well that there's a storm brewing outside. So I go outside and you can just see classic definition of, just a terrifying storm. Like, you can see scud coming out of the wall cloud and everything. Just this huge wall cloud with just scud coming off of it. And I'm pretty sure it was turning into a tornado, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But my grandma says, like, please be safe, and I'm getting texts from my mom and everything like, hey, are you actually gonna do this? And I'm like, sure, whatever. Like I said, I have nothing to lose, and I'm going into a storm that's severely warned and might produce a tornado. I'm like, hey, bet. So I go into my car and I get on the highway, and I'm just looking to my right, and downtown Wichita is right there, and I'm just seeing a rotating wall cloud just right above it. Like, you can just see the whole storm just rotate, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm just gonna get into a fucking tornado. And then the huge just burst of wind just started happening, and you can see like tree limbs just like, flying all over the place, and I'm like, well shit, I'm in the tornado. And meanwhile, this is all happening over downtown Wichita, so I'm just seeing like this whole rotate, and it was like some shit out of the movie. And I actually have video of when the storm started getting really bad. My car starts shaking and everything, which I've never felt that before except in storm chasing. I'm like, oh shit's getting serious. And then the just huge rain bands just, come down and just fall right on top of me. And even on max settings on my windshield wipers, it was still like, not clearing all the rain away. So I'm like, shit, I can't even see either. So the car just starts rocking, and I'm using Google Maps at the time, and I'm filming, so I'm not really looking where I'm going, which never do that. Don't film and drive. But everyone was stopped on the highway, and the thing I was begging for was, please don't be hail. Don't be hail. And I don't think it was the hail that I should have been worried about. I think it was the fucking tree branches that were hitting my car that was going to shatter the window. Hail wasn't the big problem at the time. So while I was filming and refilming and driving, I missed the exit which I was supposed to get off of. And I was like, well, shit. So I had to go a very long way to get to the point where I needed to be. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no, it does not. So basically the rain is still, pouring and everything. Everyone stomped on the exit way, and I had to cut through a bunch of traffic to get, out into the exit for where I needed to get onto the street of. And then all the side roads and everything were completely filled with water, and I could not go anywhere, and I had to sit in a parking lot with the rain still pouring down. I was basically on a miniature island because the road all around me was completely flooded. So I sat there for a good hour or so before the rain lightened up. But the side roads, all the side roads after the rain lightened up were still completely flooded. So I went to this like little strip mall area, and I had to cross like into floodwaters. I seriously thought I was going to, ruin my car's engine, because I literally had to cross a river of water to get into this little strip mall area to dry land, and there was just complete chaos all around me. And not only that, my phone was about to die. Luckily, in this little strip mall, there was like a Dollar Tree, and I was able to buy a car charger. And I was able to capture some video of just people who were struggling to, get into the parking lots, because that was the only source of dry land they had. I even captured this Dodge Charger who was trying to go up the ramp, but there was such a big pool of water underneath them that the battery just completely short-circuited, and they had to push their car into the parking lot. So I had to wait another hour for, you know, the storm drains to, you know, be unclogged and everything, and I went straight home. I didn't get Dutch Bros. And guess what? My brother did not get his refund for it too, so he basically just wasted his money. So yeah, I was in a pretty bad fucking flood, and I think I was also in a tornado as well. Luckily, my old 2000 Honda CR-V is still fine. But yeah, I just got really lucky. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to, you know, do that ever again. Anyway guys, see you guys later. Bye.